Welcome back for this evening's show. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the trouble to be here. We're talking about an interesting topic. This is the one I swapped around from last week so that we could get you all thinking about your diets. And you've all chosen your diets now, and you've been given your colors, and you are hopefully kind of in groups, more or less with the right colors and the right people. Is that right? And you know everybody in your group. And so let me tell you how the group thing's going to work. The group is, what I'm going to ask each of you to do tonight is, we'll send out that mail with each person's email address and cell phone number on. Then what you're going to do is form a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group using that thing. Then as the weeks go by, you can chat to each other. You know, the nerds talk a lot, the others just listen and watch, wait for the funny ads in between. So however you do it, not important, but the idea of the group is to form a little bit of a group of friends that are doing what you're doing, going through what you're going through, sharing, swapping things and ideas that are all now doing the same diet program. Then every week we have this new thing that we'd like to introduce you to make sure that everybody keeps attending every week. I want you to sort of be accountable to the rest of the people in your group. So we've done this once before and it worked really well. So it's very clever. You see, so everybody in that group's expecting you to be here every week, and you're expecting to be here every week because you want to and you love it. But on the night that it might happen that you don't feel like it, what you have to do is you have to send an SMS to the leader of your group, which you will nominate tonight before you go. Or have you been asked to do that as well? So before you leave tonight, one member needs to go, I will be that guy. There will be a committee meeting in Sun City next weekend for the leader of each group. So don't hesitate to put your hand up. Maybe. It's not confirmed. Possibly. Very, very likely. Almost probably going to happen now. So what I want you to do is you become the leader. You don't have to do anything really, except you're the contact person. So that if you can't be here on a night, you have to send an SMS to that person and just say, I can't be there tonight. You don't have to say why. You just don't have to be here. But I just want you to tell somebody that you're not going to be here, so you don't just disappear. If you want to say, because I'm tired of his jokes, you can say that. I will get all those SMSs afterwards and review them. I don't really care what your reason is. I just want you to know, I want to know why. If you don't, I don't want to know why. I want to know that you thought about us and decided not to come. If you don't send a message, then I'm not going to penalize you or fine you or anything silly like that. Instead, we're going to fine everybody else in your group. So everybody in the group who's got a missing member with no reason or excuse gets fined 10 rand, which gets put in a pot, and then we decide what to do with it. And maybe it's a prize, depending on if I need tires or anything on my car, before the end of the program. So you have a 10 rand, everybody else pays, because you didn't bother to say, I'm sorry, I forgot, or I can't come. It's funny how you tend to keep promises to other people easier than you keep them to yourselves. You've probably noticed that as you've tried to change your lifestyles. So it's easy to tell your children what to do. It's hard to tell yourself what to do. It's easy to stick to something for somebody else. It's easy to be somewhere when you've told somebody else you'll meet them there. It's a little bit harder when you've just said, I'll be there at 7, but 8's probably okay, or 9. So I want you just to kind of form that little group and to be a little bit accountable. And it will definitely help you get through those little patches where you don't feel this anymore, which obviously haven't started happening yet. But they do come eventually, right at the end. Okay, that's all I want to say. So you all understand that? So before tonight leaves, make sure you know who the leader is, and make sure that you have their number, and then we'll help you set up the groups. Right, tonight's topic. Do you ever want to ask questions? Okay, good. So I'm going to try and finish quickly, but it kind of never really happens. But I'll try and get through this, and maybe leave a bit of time for questions, because in the past I've been criticized for going on too long and not leaving enough time for questions. You're welcome to email me questions, or if you have questions asked within your groups, you're welcome to forward them to me and I will try to answer them as best I can. So the general rule of questions normally is that if you're thinking it, other people are thinking it too. If you're wondering, you're not the only one. I try to cover as much as I can in the lectures, but I obviously can't cover everything. And I want you all to kind of be clear on the thing. Because sometimes it's amazing how small a thing, really tiny things can trip you up because you're not sure of something and you kind of fumble and stumble and get distracted by silly things. So please send me those questions. Tonight, we are all officially launching your proper new lifestyle. So there's the Banting groups, the Paleo group, there's a BetYaLife group. No? You all know who you are. Some of you are living with a bit of regret for making that decision. So I'm going to just put your mind at ease. Something I did forget to say last week is that if you have chosen to do Paleo or Banting or BetYaLife, and after 4 weeks you feel, this isn't really for me, I want you to commit for at least 4 weeks. But at 4 weeks, we're going to give you the chance to swap to something else. Right? So you're going to get to see if it works. And that's the idea of the program. The 4 weeks is important because that's how long it takes for your body to adjust to the new lifestyle, the new changes you're making in your food. Some of you have already done the hard work, or many of you, or most, all of you have done the hard work in the first 3 weeks of the program, just making the decisions to start getting rid of some things and adding things. So in truth, the hardest part of the program is really behind you. And now the hard part is not what you eat, but the silly little thing that gets into your head of how you start to miss things. Now you start to want little things, and other people eat nice things, and you're not allowed to have them anymore. And your brain starts to really mess with you, telling you that you need cake. And steers, the lights on the steers become brighter. It's unbelievable how things change. Cheese, when people melt cheese, it's like God is cooking food for his people and left you out. So there's little things that start to happen that really start to mess with your mind. Stick to the thing. One of the first tricks, one of the first hints that your habits or your cravings have kicked in is when you start to come up with really good reasons why you can't keep doing what you've decided to do. Really, really good reasons. And they are actually always, if you're not sure, phone me, they are bad. They're always bad. And they do go away. But you've got to stick the thing through to get through the hard patches. And then it becomes easier and easier, which I hope a lot of you have already started to see. Okay. Should I ask about weight loss? Do we care about weight loss? How many people here have lost like 5 kilograms already? Can I just see? 43 people. And the others? I'm sensing shyness to put up hands. Okay, don't worry. So has anybody lost more than 10 already? It's the 4th week, people. Maybe we need to stop eating this week. Let's have a no food week. And then we see how that goes. So if all else fails, there is fasting.